his main event. And tonight it is what, October 18th, 2017. I am joined once again by Poetic Snake. Welcome to the show, Snecky.
Thank you, main event. Welcome for welcoming me again, and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
A few people are saying we could be louder, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. See if we can get us a little bit louder. All right, let's try that, everybody. How do we sound now? Hopefully, we should be loud and clear. Welcome to the show. I probably lost everybody in those first 8 minutes of chaos there. I apologize for that. But welcome to the show regardless. Hoping to have some of you on the show tonight with Snecky and I. Let's just all have a nice little chat tonight and see what's going on in your Steemit careers. Let's see what you're writing about, what you're blogging about. If you're able to, I should say. Snecky, what's new in your world?
Well, I tried my hands on some vlogging, and yeah, it was fun doing. So
You posted some new artwork, though.
yes, I did. Did you see it?
I did, and you said you did the vlog, right?
Yes, I did two vlogs.
And you want to talk about those a little bit?
Sure, why not?
Go right ahead. Tell us what you're vlogging and what you're doing with that.
Well, officially, I am not the one making the vlogs, of course. Snack is making those vlogs, and she is trying her hand on taking over the world with her cute little fluffy tail and trying to spread the word around all Steemit.
Well, that's great, and I thought it was really fun, and I'm not sure if many other people in the audience chat room saw that. How many of you got to see Sneck's vlog out there? Did anybody get a chance to see that? I thought it was great. It was very entertaining.
I had fun doing it, and I have to be honest, I got the most views on a post with the first vlog. I got more views than votes, but I didn't care about that. So I think it's a good way of trying something new.
Yeah, and I like. I think it was on one of your posts. You said something about Steam. It kind of gives you that chance to be more yourself, right?
Yes, that was on the untalented post from surpassing Google. I wrote that because on other platforms I really never opened up as much as I did here. So yeah, I see it as a Steam it as opening doors to really being yourself with nobody judging you.
Yeah, I agree. And then you do get some constructive feedback a lot too on Steam, It, which is nice.
Yes, that is very nice.
Well, let's check in with the chat room, and thank you all so much for sticking with us through our little bit of technical difficulties there to start the show. I see Globocop out there, Your Nomad Soul, Rocket Raccoon, the Space Pirate, Crimson Clad is out there. Let's see, let me scroll back up. Eterner X is out there. Shout out to all of you for listening. Thank you all so much for sticking with us. We're hoping to have some of you, or all of you even, why not? Anybody who wants to jump on the show tonight, just let me know. It says Jamie Kensel saying hola. And let's see here. Are we really having more issues?
I don't have
Okay.
issues at the moment.
Okay. I'm hoping it's okay. I hope we're on the air. If, we're just going to keep going. Snack, what kind of things do you have planned coming up for posts once you're able to actually log on and do them?
Well, if if I don't get a gateway error, I am planning to do some promoting post with Snack for the promotion tour. I have still a few hanging in there, and I really need to get that going. But the frustration was high, so I put that a bit on the background for this week. But that's the plan.
Awesome. I'm not sure what I've got planned for posts. I've still got a bunch of pictures I need to go through from this summer. I definitely want to put some of those up and tell the story of those. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. And we'll see. Fall is setting in here, so definitely going to be trying to get some more fall photos because lots of fall foliage here.
I really love all the pictures that you share. They tell a story, like the flower picture you shared the other day. That is really the perfect picture to me.
Yeah, this was the first year that we really got a lot of flowers for our property, and it was nice. It was a nice addition. I hadn't really done it before, and we just out of the blue one day went to a greenhouse and started getting flowers, and we just kept going back and getting a few more, and it was a lot of fun doing. I did my first gardening this year, was just container gardening, but I did like some green peppers and what else did we? Tomatoes and cucumbers, a few other things, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool. I live in an apartment as well, and I tried my hand on some container growing as well, and tried some tomatoes and some greens, but yeah, they kind of died.
Okay, so let's check in here with the chat room once again. Is anybody? I'd put a message out to see if anybody wanted to jump on with us tonight. Hopefully, we can get a few people. We do have a guest coming on later in the show. We were hoping we could get a few more people on live tonight. This is kind of a new format that we're trying to do. Your Nomad Soul says they want to jump on, so let's try to get them on here. Let me send him the link. And let's see how this works out here. So, Your Nomad Soul says they want to jump on. So here we go. Okay, let's wait for him to jump in. And once again, if you're just tuning in, everybody, welcome to the show. How we're going to do this tonight is we'll just bring you on, and you can tell us more about why you joined Steemit, what you're doing on the platform with your blog, or what you're basically, yeah, like what you're doing. If you have a post you want to talk about that you've done in the last 7 days, that's fine. And yeah, we'd be happy to have you on the show. Your Nomad Soul, welcome to the room.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hi.
Oh, hello, Snack.
Hello, you nomad soul. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I can't complain much. Uh, I want to see if I can see the chat here. I've jumped out and moved things and stuff, so I'm still new to Discord. Okay, I'm ready.
So, whereabouts in the world are you, Nomad Soul?
I am in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's like 12:15 a.m. here. So
Well, yeah, you're 6 hours ahead of me, so it's only 6:15 here. Snecky, what time is it where you are?
I am at the same time zone as your nomad soul.
All right.
UTC +2. So are you on the East Coast there, main event?
Yes.
Oh, where? Where on the East Coast?
I'm up in New England here in the U.S.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, all the way up in the north.
Oh yes, it's turning winter here.
uh,
How long have you been on Steemit?
since September, middle of September.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it's still
Um,
relatively new. What do you think of it so far?
in simplest terms, I would say it's the future of the internet. Uh, that's yeah. Just because everything about it is exactly where the way that the blockchain works seems to solve a lot of the problems that all the kind of old school YouTube creators and a lot of content creators on other platforms they spend a lot of their time bitching about the limitations of their platform and the fact that they're beholden to advertisers for the most part, and I think that Steemit, just by the nature of the blockchain, solves a lot of those issues. And yeah, as soon as they're ready to launch and they work out the kinks in the end user experience, I think that they'll be really, really, I think Steemit will probably be set to take over the world. Yeah.
Yeah, time will tell, right? I mean, we'll have to just
Mm.
see what happens with it, but it is still in beta. Of course, we always have
Mm.
to remember that with all these, ups and downs it's had the last couple weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still new, so we just got to ride it out, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I also, I mean, like, because as soon as after about the first week or so, I got really, really excited about Steemit, and I basically I started trying to get all my friends online as well, and yeah, like there's initial resistance to, and everybody finds excuses and reasons not to do things. But I actually lost my train of thought there. What was I talking about?
I don't know, but your internet kind of did something funky, and your voice made it your voice distort on my end. So I don't know if anybody else heard that
Mm.
too, but that was interesting. It made your voice speed up like really fast out of nowhere. I was like, whoa. That's
No,
cool.
that might just be me.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
do weird things with my voice from time to time.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I thought it was maybe your connection or something being funky. I apologize.
uh,
So
no,
what
no, no,
what what
no.
do you tend to
Mm.
write about on Steemit?
I've been posting old short stories for the most part and playing around with them. Just as I've been learning the ropes of Steemit and how posts work, and kind of getting a feel for the community, and then discovering MSP and all of that. I've basically been kind of posting old stories and stuff, and poetry and things like that, for the most part. But going forward, I'm going to be moving into video content, and music and stuff like that. I'm generally just playing around, um, and and having as much fun as I can, and then documenting it and putting it up there, and to see if people enjoy my kind of crazy. Is what I'm looking for.
All right.
Hmm.
Hey, well, if you want to share your Steemit link in the chat with our users here, I was trying to find you on Steemit. Is it the same username or is it something different?
It's got dashes instead of underscores.
Oh,
I'll drop
okay.
it in here.
Sure. Yeah, I
Uh,
was going to do it for you, but I just wasn't sure how you did it. So, yeah, go right ahead.
okay.
So
Yeah.
once
Thankfully, I've got two. Yeah. There you go. Done.
So you're no
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
Nomad Shaw. Yes.
Mm.
Hey. Hey, I just wanted to
Hello.
say hello. I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed that story that you posted the night you died.
Oh,
That
the
was
the 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 dark and twisted one.
oh yes, I really enjoyed that one. Amazing
Yeah.
work.
Thank you very much. And I must say, I've really, really, really enjoyed making a new friend in Snecky, and following you and what you do. Um, and yeah, like, I would say Steemit, or at least MSP, is just full of my kinds of people. Guys who enjoy cool work and fun things. Um, yeah. Uh, well, I feel I keep running out of steam.
Oh, it's okay. No, I totally agree. It's a lot of creative people on Steemit and
Mm,
in MSP. Minnow Support Project is a blessing, I think, to all of us who have found it. Well, I mean, it is for me anyway. I'll speak for myself at least. I've met a lot of
yeah.
really great people in that organization and in others on Discord and Steemit, and it's really amazing how all of these people are coming together from all over the world.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And also, I think the thing that I've realized, again, because the currency is votes, mostly, for the most part. I mean, I know that there's like all sorts of little technical things that everybody gets like hung up on, but really the idea that your votes are what count, in terms of, um, in terms of the thing means that like it frees us up to not be competing with each other and instead be celebrating each other, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because it's really kind of out of your hands as to whether or not people respond to your content. Because I've always found like because they're especially when you're starting out, or every scammer and their brother and their mother's aunt and things, all of them they just want to come in and get your power. You know what I mean? But they as soon as you kind of get the feel for it, you realize that good content and authentic people and just having fun and being yourself is really what makes it worth doing in the first place. Because folks who tend to chase the cheese and try to game everybody out of their steam power or out of their SBD or anything like that, they seem to kind of fall short, or at least have a very limited capacity for growth. Whereas the guys I've seen who are actively building profiles that have engaging content seem to be able to stick around a lot longer, than you would than those people.
Yeah, no, yeah, we get what you're saying completely, and so it's Steemit it's amazing. I'm definitely happy I've found it, and it's just going to be a great outlet as long as I'm really hoping it sticks around for the long haul,
Yeah.
and we can all really just see this growing and going forward, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
I have a game that we can play if you'd like. It
Probably
won't be long.
no. We probably won't do games tonight. I'm sorry, but
Oh.
any other plans for Steam It coming up? Any other posts or anything you have going on?
I'm thinking of trying out the open mic at some point, in the next couple of days, just to see how that goes, whether or not people like my singing voice. Um, and after that, I'm going to be posting another story on Sunday. And yeah, I think I've got a bunch of things in the works with some friends. I've just got to get them comfortable with the platform first. And yeah, November. I should be starting to upload videos on the regular. And we'll see how it goes from there.
All right. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
once again, we're visiting with Your Nomad Soul. We did share his profile link in the MSP Waves audience chat room on Discord. We are hanging out in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, home of the Minnow Support Project. Thank you so much for jumping on the show with us tonight. Any other parting words for our fellow Steemians out there? Do you want to give a shout out to anybody? Anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah. First and foremost, thank you, main event. Thank you, Snecky. Please give her all the apples because she needs more. The apples give her power. And lastly, tune in to Crimson Clad's show tomorrow night if you want some cool metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Anybody else you want to shout out? Is that
On the top of my head, not really.
All right.
But that's just because I'm a crazy person, and I'll probably go, God, oh damn, I should have said this once I'm out
There's
of that.
always
But
somebody you
for
forget, right?
now, it's all blank.
Yeah, it's always somebody you forget out there.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Well, thank you so much for jumping on the show with us. We're about half hour into this here, so I think we're going to wind down this segment. And thank you so much for jumping on. We'll definitely check out your blog.
Yeah. Thank you. Have fun.
All right. Have a good
I'll
night,
see you in chat.
Want to say your goodbyes, Snecky?
Goodbye, Snacky.
Bye.
All right, everybody. So we were visiting with Your Nomad Soul here on the show tonight. And if you would like to jump on the show with us, feel free to do so. Just send me a direct message on Discord or just let us know in the audience chat room there if you'd like to jump on. Just need to, of course, have the capability to do voice chat, preferably with headphones if possible. Not a lot of background noise, things like that. But let us know in the audience chat room. If you're listening out there, let me know in the audience chat room. Give us a shout out. Let us know that you're out there. I like mentioning everybody who's listening. Not sure the exact listener count right now either. I actually am not watching that at the moment.
I think
So
we are at 416.
400, I doubt it, but I highly doubt that.
Hey, a
Maybe
snake can
someday.
dream, right?
Maybe someday, yeah. EternorX is listening out there. I know Globocop's listening. Thank you, Globocop, for all you do for the station. And yeah, definitely everybody out there, if you're listening, Globocop has posted a post in the MSP Ways audience chat room that's about the radio station and its future. If you'd like to check that out, they would greatly appreciate that. A lot of good information there, and it's a way for you to, help out the station and find out some more information. So yeah, your Nomad Soul, of course, was just on the show. Thank you to him for jumping on the show with us. That was fun. Coming to us from Africa. So we're all over the place. I'm over here in USA, North America. Snecky, where are you again?
I am coming live from the Netherlands.
So the Netherlands, and then we just went to Africa. So we're spanning the globe here. It's about
Yes.
almost 30 minutes past the hour here. Let's see what the exact time is. Yes, 29 minutes past the hour here. You're listening to the Main Event Interview Show on MSP Waves Radio. Hanging out with Main Event, that's me, and Poetic Snake. Say hello,
That's
Snacky.
me.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Snacky.
Snacky, what do you think we should talk about next here on the show? What's on your mind? Anything?
Well, apples.
Apples, yes. Snacky
Yes.
needs the apples.
There's always apples. Apples, apples, apples.
So, of course, while I have a chance here in between guests, I will say MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show or my guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you hear on this show is provided for educational and informational purposes only. There you go.
That was nice.
It's almost like I've done it before.
Yeah, you're starting to get really good at that. Oh, now that we don't have a guest, I also want to say that it's really important to vote for your witnesses.
Yes, I know. I need to get more on that myself. And I need to do a little more research about what witnesses are doing. I understand a lot of them do projects and things of that nature. So I need to look into that a little more.
Yeah, I do too.
But yeah, if you're somebody out there on Steemit and you're new to the platform and you've never voted for a witness, just do some research on it. Just look it up. What are Steemit witnesses? There's lots of posts out there that explain it, and you can find out what that is, and which ones you would like to vote for is totally up to you. There are certain ones associated, with Minnow Support Project and other different projects throughout Steemit, and some are involved in multiples, and but we of course appreciate what they do to help the blockchain.
Yes, they do a very important job for us all, so it's also very important for us to give them the support that they deserve.
Okay, everybody. So once again, if you're just tuning in or if you're hanging out in the audience chat room, we do have time on the show tonight. If you would like to jump on and say hello, you don't even have to jump on for a long time. If you just wanted to hop on, say hello for a minute, we'd be happy to have you on the show. Just let us know in the audience chat room or in a direct message to me. We got our next guest getting ready to join us right now.
Exciting.
And I'm going to let them pronunciate their own name so that I don't say it wrong.
Sounds like a good plan.
Welcome. Okay, so they have joined the room. It looks like their microphone and their headphones are muted, though, at the moment. So they need to unmute those. So he needs to unmute himself. I don't know if you can hear us yet, but
Push the
welcome.
button.
Push the button. Yeah, I just sent him a message. So hopefully,
Even I don't know who it is.
okay. He can hear us, he says. It should be your little microphone symbol. You just uncheck it if there's a line through it on your Discord, because it's showing to me that your microphone's muted. Um, he says it's not muted, but I don't know. On my screen, is it showing it's muted on yours, Snecky, for him?
I don't know who it is. Where do I see that?
In our chat room that we're in, you should be able to see his name now. For me, it shows his microphone and his headphones muted, but
Yes, same here.
okay.
Both muted.
He says he can hear us. That's interesting. Maybe Discord's just being a little funky this evening. I don't know.
It's the charm of a live show.
That's interesting. Well, it's spelled Ewuoso. I'm not sure how you would pronounce that.
Uwusho. Uwusho.
Right. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it.
I have no clue.
But they wanted to jump on the show. Hopefully, the microphone situation should come through. That's too bad if that isn't working.
Maybe you should try to leave the MSP Wave radio listening channel. He's in there as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you will. So you got to make sure you're not in any other rooms listening to audio. So yeah, you need to leave the other room that you're in. Oh, he's pronounced. Okay, it says pronounce. Hey, who? I don't know. Auosho.
Uwusho.
That's how you would say it, I guess. He's typing to me, but he apparently can't get on. Apologize for that, everybody. If anybody else, again, wants to jump on the show, let us know. We're going to work with him for another couple minutes here and see if we can get this to work. He said we're saying that correctly, so that's good. So he can hear us. I'm not sure. You need to leave that other room you're in if you can hear, if you're listening to the station on the other room there. You need to leave that room and only be in this chat room that we're in. Then maybe you, and honestly, okay, I just told him to completely leave Discord and come back in.
I hope that's working.
It should work. Again, everybody, if you want to jump on with us, like I said, you can talk about what you're posting about. Eventually, I'd like to do some kind of a live curation type of thing, maybe, and we can, if you can come on and talk about what you're posting about, and other people will have a chance to see it as well. And, I think that would be a lot of fun. What do you think, Snecky?
I think that is a glorious idea.
Okay, so he's left the room and he's going to come back in, so hopefully that will work. Eternorex is asking how we choose our witnesses, Snecky.
Well, personally, I can only speak for myself. I try to do my research and find out what they are doing for the platform, what they're, how they see the future of Steemit and what they are, what they can do and how they see things. And yeah, if it feels good, I just vote for them.
If it feels good, I do it.
Yeah, that's me.
I mean, most of the ones I've only voted for 5 or 6 so far, and they were all people that I talked to directly, at least once. So that was part of my criteria. And then other things, I did just kind of see what they're doing on the platform, and then it looked good to me. I supported it, so those are the ones I've picked so far. There's a lot of them out there, though. I don't know how many witnesses there are in total. I know there's, you got like your top 100, top 50, top 20, that type of thing, but I don't know how many there are beyond that, beyond like the top 100 or so.
And I think there are a whole lot of them.
I wonder how many it really takes, and then won't it require more of them too as the blockchain as more people join? Wouldn't it mean there needs to be more? ReturnerX is saying there's about 110 active ones right now. So yeah, that's one thing I've read about. People always post about inactive witnesses and things like that.
Yeah, I had a few inactive as well, so I changed my vote.
Yeah, so he says out of a list about 200 or 300, there's 110 active ones. So yeah, there's about 110-ish rough number as of it's beginning of October 2017 or so. Um, he's saying the witnesses will need more powerful machines as more people join. That's interesting.
Yeah, to get the blockchain going.
Right. Huh. That's all fascinating to me because I am definitely not an expert on that. EternerX, if you would like to jump on the show, feel free. Let us
Yes.
know. Anybody out there that's listening right now, if you want to hop on, even like I said, even just for a few minutes, let us know. Let me go back to him. Is he here? He hasn't come back in. Let me send him that link one more time.
I still see him in the MSP Waves radio listening channel.
Okay. Yeah. Apologize for that, bud. If you can hear us or not, you're gonna have to leave that channel where you're listening and then come in the other way because that's the only way it's gonna work. And anybody else who's out there, if you want to jump on with us, let us know. I've got two kind of waiting in the wings people that are. One was driving at the moment, so they're gonna once they're home safe, they're gonna jump on, and then another person just had another commitment till about the top of the hour.
Hello?
So, hello, we hear you.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, welcome to the show.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, not much, man. We're just hanging out here. Tell us how you say your username. We want to hear you say it properly.
Ewuosho.
Yowosho. Is that right?
No, Ewuosho. It is Ewuosho. Like Ewuosho. Like Ewuosho.
Osho. All right.
Ewusho.
Ewuosho. Yeah.
Snecky's
Like,
got
correct.
it. Well, welcome to the show. Whereabouts in the world are you?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. All right. Well, welcome to the
I'm
show.
from that. Yeah. How's it going with you?
It's going great. We're just hanging out here on the MSP Waves radio network, getting to know fellow Steemians. So, how long have you been on Steemit?
3 months.
3 months. And what do you think of it so far? Tough question. Put him on the spot. Are you still with us? Not sure if we lost him.
Do we need to perform CPR?
Oh,
Are you there?
yes. Are you here with us? Can you hear us?
Yeah. I tried.
Oh, you're cut out there. Sorry about that.
Uh-oh.
I'm presently using my phone.
Yeah, that can definitely be an issue sometimes, but that's okay. We wanted to at least get you on to say hello. Is there anything you wanted to mention on the show about your blog that you're working on, or do you want to talk about what you're doing on Steemit or anything of that nature?
Not really. About my blog, like I post mostly about my life, like things I've gone through and all sorts. I don't really have a particular thing I write on. Like I just write the way it comes. And presently, I got approved by Curie. I'm a curator now.
Oh, that's great.
I've been
So
wanting to.
you're doing
I've been wanting
curating,
to
you
be a
said?
curator a long time ago.
You said you're doing curating for Curie and things like that?
Yeah. I just got in yesterday. They just approved me yesterday, so I'm supposed to submit 2 posts.
Wonderful. Yeah, I do a lot of curating myself, and it's definitely a lot of fun to help out the fellow Steemians and read all of their content.
It's nice. It helps you to know people more now.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely can network a lot more, and you get to find some really creative people.
Yeah, and apart from that, it's fun. Like it helps me off my boredom. I get bored easily, but anytime I'm bored, I'll just come on to Steemit and Discord. I've been around a while now. I've been on Discord a very long time. For as long as I've been on Steemit.
Yeah, Discord is a huge part of Steemit. I feel like, and if anybody's listening out there and they're listening, through one of the other ways, and you've never come to Discord and joined things like the PAL network, you should certainly look into that. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people there who can help you and answer questions, and just you can make friendships there. And have you experienced that as well with Discord?
Yeah. I actually think PAL is the best Discord server I've ever been. Like there are a lot of people there. Like I know Clayboy. He's a very nice person. Dracos. Who else? I know. I got on. Is it Rondon? Is it pronounced Rondon?
Yes.
Yeah, I got on his show one time like that, a radio, where I requested for a song. I remember it has been long though.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of shows now on the station, and anybody who was interested in that, they can find more about it at mspwaves.com. And yeah, so no, it's great to have you on the show all the way from Nigeria. What time of day is it there?
It is 11:44.
All right, it's 6:44 here. And Snecky, what time is it where you are?
It's 12:44.
12:44. All right, cool. Well,
Snakey, do you remember me?
sorry, say that one more time.
Hello? Do you remember me, Snakey?
Of course I do remember you.
Do you remember the other day I said I did not like snake?
Yes, I was so shocked by that. You broke my heart.
I'm sorry about that, but it's just the way snakes are in my area.
It's all forgiven.
We are not much of a wild animal lover here. We get scared.
Yeah, well, when the animals are trying to attack you or something, that's probably not fun.
Yeah, that's true. And snake has once beaten my younger brother.
Oh no.
It was a very painful experience. But it's cool.
Snecky's a good snake, I think.
Yeah,
You
she
think?
said, and and I've seen it in us. She's actually a very jovial person, and I like the way she and Clayboy plays.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
I see that most of the time, and Bringer of Death too.
Yes, Crimson Clad is very cool.
Is Crazy Krista in this Discord?
I think she's come on the show before. I don't think she's on here right now, but let's go see who's on right now. Actually, in the MSP Waves audience chat room on the PAL network. Let's see. I do see Crimson Clad. I see Shane out there. We're not blaming you for anything yet tonight, Shane. So you're good.
Why not?
Why not? Globocop's out there. Jamie Kensel tuning in. Your Nomad Soul. Eternorex is out there. Rakasan, I see 84 is jumping. I saw the Birthday Queen Cubby make an appearance too. Pensive. Welcome everybody. If I missed anybody, let me know in the chat room. Saipan was going to jump on. It looks like he's pretty much ready whenever. So, but we've got you on the show now. Was there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Wow, I didn't plan it earlier.
Okay.
But I want to give a shout out to everybody listening. Like you guys have become a part of my life, and I'm very glad. I really appreciate it. I wonder what it would have been without Steemit, because I'm actually going through a lot, and Steemit helps me to forget most of the things. But it's cool though. Shout out to everybody listening. I love you all.
Well said. All right. Well, we're happy to be here, have you on here with us. Absolutely. And we'll definitely share your blog here in the audience chat room. Looks like Your Nomad Soul already did once, and I'll do that one more time as well. We are hanging out with, here we go. Boom, there it is. All right.
There's a question. There's a question for him.
Oh, go ahead. Let us know, Snecky. What is it?
Jamie Gensel is asking, can the guest tell us more about his thoughts on voodoo? Because she is looking at his recent post of him. So can you please tell us more about it?
Can you hear me?
We may want to save that one for another time, Snecky. But
Sorry.
yeah, we'll keep it PG tonight. But yeah, no, we're definitely happy to have you on the show, and we'll definitely be here to chat anytime. That's what's great about these Discord networks and the PAL network is, some people have really found that beneficial to them if they're, lonely or they just kind of need some other human interaction. Discord and Steemit has become a great outlet for that because people just seem to be more friendly. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, it seems like other social networks, people just aren't friendly. They're just, I don't know, they're very quick to just discard you away if you're, they don't want to just listen to your problems or whatever either. But it just, I don't know, people just seem to be more friendly on Steemit.
I agree with you fully.
All right, well, are you still with us, sir?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I just was making sure you're still here.
It's a message that I don't understand. You're nomad, so disconnect from here. What does it mean?
I think it was because you were listening to the show in the other room, with your phone probably or something. And for you to come in here to talk to us, it would have probably was causing issues before. It's probably why you couldn't hear us or whatnot, or couldn't talk. And so that was part of the problem, I think. But it looks like you're good now, and yeah, I mean,
actually, I switched to my phone. On my laptop, it is showing MSP Waves radio listening. That was where I joined earlier.
Yeah, that's just for listening to the show and such. If we want to talk, we got to do things a little different. So, but no, I mean, you're on right now, and we're happy to have you on, and yeah, so definitely glad you came
cool.
On the show tonight.
I'm happy to be here too.
All right.
I like doing this often. I guess this is the fourth online stuff I've been on. I actually like it. It's cool where I can actually hear voices of people I do chat with.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and we've been glad to have you on the show tonight, and we'd be happy to have you on again another time.
Yeah, as long as I'm available, I'll definitely come.
All right, great. Well, I'll probably let you go, bud, and say your username one more time for us.
Ewosho.
All right, so thank you so much for coming on the show with us. Snecky, you want to say your farewells or goodbyes?
Yes, thank you for jumping on with us. Really amazing to connect with you.
Thank you for accepting me too. Don't worry, I'll chat to you privately.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming on the show. And we've got a couple more people ready to jump on the show. First is going to be Saipan, I think is how I say his name. He's got more to his username than that also, so we'll let him fill us in on that. Let me just send him the link here, and hopefully he's ready to go.
Saipan.
Yeah. Once again, you're listening to the Main Event Interview Show here on MSP Waves. I'm hanging out with Poetic Snake. Say hello, Snacky.
Hi.
That's your
hello,
cue.
Snacky.
All right, let me find his username again real quick. I lost him in the sea of people.
Oh, no.
I'll find him here. Who's all in the chat room, Snecky? Let us know.
I see people. A lot of people. I see Saipan. I see Shane, and I blame Shane because I can. And your Nomad Soul is still with us, and Rocket Raccoon the Spice Pirate is still with us, and Jamie Cancel is cooking but listening. So hi, Jamie.
Yeah, sorry everybody. We just didn't dive deep into those other topics just because for time. That was basically the reason, and I just don't. We don't have a lot of time to get into a lot of stuff, and I want to give everybody kind of equal time too. So that's kind of what I was shooting for. We've already done 2 guests in this first hour, and that's great. And we'll probably try to do at least 2 in the next hour. And it's great to have you all here with us. So I sent the link to Saipan. You the link. So he should be jumping on with us here. And again, if anybody else wants to jump on the show, we may have a little bit of time near the end. We do have one more guest who is supposed to be arriving near the top of the hour. So let's see how this all works out here. And again, if you're just tuning in and you want to check out all the other radio shows on MSP Waves, check out it on mspwaves.com. There's a full schedule of all the radio shows, and there's lots of them now. And they are looking for more DJs. If you've got the time to commit to doing a show the same time every week, and you're interested in doing that, definitely look into it, and you can see the full schedule of all the shows. Oh, Rocket Raccoon the Space Pirate says for the 3rd time I am available. I apologize. I did not see you say that earlier. So noted, and I see it. So we will definitely see if we can get you on as well. I'll have to have you help me out with that, Snecky. Watching the audience chat room.
I'm sorry. I need to focus less on the apples, I guess, huh?
Apples flying everywhere. All right,
Yes,
Saipan,
yes.
I see you've joined our room here. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Absolutely. Welcome
Loud
to the
and clear.
show. Welcome to the show, bud.
Thank you.
Whereabouts in the world are you this evening? Let's see where we're going tonight with you.
I'm in Utah.
All right, so you're in the USA. So we are spanning all over the globe tonight. Welcome to the show. And how long have you been on Steemit?
I've only been on for a little over a week.
A little over a week. All right, so that's awesome. So you're a new user. What do you think of the platform so far?
I love it. I don't know, I have no bad things to say about it.
Now, what brought you to Steemit? I'm curious.
My friend Steven, actually, he's been on for a while. And he made a post on Facebook about it. And I decided to check it out because it seemed pretty interesting.
Now, is your username on Discord the same as on Steemit?
No, it's...
What if you want, go ahead and share your link in the chat room if you want, or if you tell me how to spell it, I'll do that right here on mine. Because I want to share your profile with everybody. See, I wouldn't be able to have different names. I'd get all confused.
Yeah.
I think it's Rodeo 607.
670.
670, yes.
Aha, okay. I had looked at that earlier. There we go. Cool, that popped right up. So, I will share your link for everybody. And so what are you doing on the platform in your first week here? Are you mostly just reading other people's content? Are you trying to plan on posting more? What's your plan with Steemit?
I've been posting every day, actually, which is, I think, one of the biggest reasons why I love Steemit is because I'm a writer, and part of being a writer is so important is to write every single day. But every time I tried to build that sort of habit in the past, I've kind of always just said whatever about it eventually. But so far, Steemit has helped me to really keep writing every single day.
Yeah, definitely. What types of things do you typically write about outside of Steemit, or is Steemit really inspiring you to do your writing now?
Well, I'm working on a few novels, but they're like, eventually I stopped writing them, you know. Uh, but right now I'm focusing really a lot on my blog.
Okay. And what types of things are you going to be doing on your blog, do you think?
Right now, my main focus is talking about friendship. It's this blog called Friendship in the New Age.
Okay, yeah, that's really interesting. I'm looking at that right now. Yeah, I mean, with the digital world that we live in, the virtual world that we live in, it's sometimes it's easier to make friendships and sometimes it's harder. What do you think about that?
I think it's made it a lot harder um, in most cases. It's very rare that it helps in the sense that you're connected to people like online, but it hurts in the sense that a lot of times a lot of people will just, I don't want to say settle because it's not, you're not settling, you're making real connections still with people, but instead of making real person to person physical connections, people become comfortable with just establishing digital ones. And so it hurts society as a whole when we can't connect to people in real life anymore.
Definitely, and the technology it does create a barrier. I feel like a lot of people will argue that it's connecting more. I mean, this platform is certainly connecting a lot of us, but I mean, I haven't met anybody locally that uses Steemit yet, and I mean, I haven't had any, I haven't gone to a Steemit meetup or anything like that. Um, Maybe someday, once it becomes a little more mainstream and things like that, and who knows, maybe Steemit can bridge that gap.
Yeah.
That might be far fetched. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Do you have? I'm curious. As a new user, do you have like questions about the platform at all, or anything that we might be able to help you with? Because we've got a lot of people listening in the audience right now, and a lot of them are Steemit veterans. Some of them are witnesses. Some of them are leaders in the PAL network and things like that. And so, if you've got questions, we don't mind helping you out maybe a little.
um I guess like one of my biggest questions really is, how long did it take for you guys to build up enough steam power that your curation actually could help people?
Well, I mean, it's kind of an open question in a way because sometimes even just your vote will help somebody. It could be even if it's just helping them mentally because they say, "Oh, somebody voted on my post," right? But
Yeah.
as far as that goes, I mean, it's different for everybody. Myself, I got involved with a lot of groups right away when I first joined Steemit. I've been on since May. I also joined some curating groups. And so that helped me network with people, and that just, of course, helped my posts in the long run. I eventually found my way over here to the PAL network, and of course, that's been amazing. And the radio station, and just all the networking that goes on with all of that. And so that's the biggest thing I would tell anybody that's new to Steemit to do, is to just network with people. Get out there. If people don't see you, they're not going to know about you or know about your posts. So it took a little while though for me. Some people get on the first day and they're already flying, but it took me about a month or so to really get my feet under me on the platform. And after that, it was off to the races. Not that I'm a whale or anything like that. I'm definitely still a minnow. But and a lot of people struggle with that at the beginning. They don't see the results right away, or they think that they're not getting enough votes on their posts and things. And it just takes some time to get some followers and things like that. And but really, the networking thing seems to help a lot. Anybody out in the audience chat room who wants to chime in on that, he's a new user. Um, what do you all out there kind of think about the new user experience and what people like him should be doing? Of course, we're not going to tell you what to do. You know, we are certainly not experts or financial experts or anything of that nature. But, you know, we can certainly share ideas here, and that's what I ended up doing. It worked for me, um, and that's what I can suggest from my end. Let's see here. Who's out in the chat? Global Cop's saying out there that, you know, definitely read through the frequently asked questions section on Steemit. Because there are a lot of questions that can be answered there. And, you know, it kind of gives you a good idea of everything on there. Disarranged Jane saying, of course, you know, don't do follow for follows. I can't do that for sure because honestly,
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to follow a bunch of blogs content that I don't even want to read. So that would not even help.
exactly.
It doesn't help you at all. You know, if anything,
Yeah,
that's hurtful because you should only really follow blogs that you care about the content that they're posting. You know, if I mean,
that's what I love
honestly,
about Steemit
yeah.
compared to all the other social media networks. Like on Steemit, people are real, and they like if they follow you and they engage with your content, it's because they have a genuine, legitimate interest in what you're writing about or what you're sharing.
Hopefully. That's the hope. You know, that's the hope. I mean, I'll be honest, I have a bunch of followers right now, but it's not like I think I have like 900 followers, but I don't get 900 votes on my posts either. You know, so it doesn't always correlate to a bunch of votes on your stuff either. So,
That's true.
but getting quality followers is the biggest thing. You know, people like you said who actually are going to take the time to read it, who are going to leave some nice comments that are good feedback. Sometimes it's constructive feedback, you know. Um, I don't mind that at all. And so, you know, those are the kind of followers I want to get, not the ones that are going to jump on and go, nice post, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
EternorX has shared a link in the chat room to figure out how much your votes are worth too, if that's anything you're interested in, and that's fun to watch your you know vote rise as you get more steam and your steam power goes up. And EternorX is saying, you know, find your community, use the tags to search. I agree with that. You know, if you're posting certain types of content or if you're interested in certain types of content, you know, just look those up. You know, if you're into photography or you're into games or whatever you're into, just go look it up and then you can start commenting and interacting with other users that are posting about that same content. And that's how you get those followers, I feel like.
Yeah. Honestly, the main goal I had when I started was to write about like the EDM culture and like showcase who people are who go to these events.
Yeah, no, that would be certainly interesting, and that's the biggest thing is write about things you're passionate about. You know, be original and use your own original content, of course, and just write about things you're passionate about. And I guarantee it will help you, and you'll write better, and people will appreciate it. I know some people get on here and they try to force posts, you know, just to post, and it's like I don't think you should do that because you can kind of tell when things are rushed and you know. But lately, people have got to be careful too. And a tip lately is make sure you save your posts before you hit post because there could be a glitch or something and your post won't go up. Have you experienced that the last few days?
I have actually. So every time I make a post, actually, it's like a personal practice of mine to copy the entire body of text before hitting that button, just in case something happens.
Yeah, there's certainly been some issues lately with Steemit, and I'm sure they'll get corrected soon enough. I mean, it is still in beta, and you know there was somebody had said something that was getting attacked or something at one point digitally, and who knows? But you know, hopefully, eventually, it will be all set. That's all I can say. I've been on here since May, and this stuff has really only gone on for me in the last few weeks. So we had months of steady steam. So I mean, I wouldn't get discouraged. I know this is your first week on the platform. It's probably like, wow, this thing sucks, but
Yeah.
you know, it hasn't always been like this, and this is more just a recent thing that's been going on. Disarranged Jane's asking if Steemit auto saves your post. Usually it does, but I think once you hit post, then it's gone. And then I'm not for sure on this 100%, so look it up on your own. But I believe that once you hit post, then it would be gone. And then if for some reason Steemit glitches out or something happens, the website steemit.com, if it has a problem or something and doesn't post, then it's gone, right? Is that what happened to you?
That did happen to me once.
So it was after you actually hit post.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fortunately haven't had that happen to a post yet, but I have had it happen to a few comments and votes. I voted on some things and then went back like an hour later and it said I hadn't voted on it. And it was like, what the heck? So that has happened a few times to me. Well, sir, since you're so new on the platform, tell us more about what you've discovered so far in your first week. I see you've obviously found your way to the PAL network, to Minnow support. You still there with
Hello?
us? Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was just saying, tell us more about what you've experienced in your first week here on Steemit. Like I noticed you found your way to the Minnow support project.
All right. Yeah, I joined Minnow Support Project and started chatting, and I don't know, people started reading my content. I started reading other people's content, and like the amount of support that I've gotten is unbelievable.
And that's really
Like-
great to hear.
Yeah, that's why I say, like, I feel like people that are on Steemit are genuine. Like, they're not just fluffing you up, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And people here want to see others succeed. They're not here to step on others to get ahead, you know? I mean, of course, there's a few bad apples in every bunch, but for the most part, I feel like the people who are here, and especially the people in the Minnow Support Project, are here to help, and they want to see everybody succeed here on Steemit.
Exactly.
I see Snecky typing in the audience chat room, so that must mean she is back.
But yeah, it's been like a really good first week for me, honestly. Like more than I ever expected. Like, because I came on the platform, not expecting anything. I was just like, well, I'm new, nobody's really gonna know me, so I'll just keep writing and see what happens. But then I came home on Friday the 13th, oddly enough, and I saw that one of my stories just blew up.
Yeah, well, it happens. I mean, there's some curators out there who just go look specifically for new people's content, and I think that's great. I think that's great to support those new people as they're just finding out about Steemit and just getting going on the platform, because it is easy to get discouraged. When you see all these other posts making hundreds of dollars and all this stuff, and you're like, why isn't that happening to me? But don't get discouraged if you do at any point. Just remember that it will grow over time. It just sometimes it takes a little time, and it depends on, some people put their own money into it too. And, I personally haven't done that yet, but some people do. And, those are the people who's got a lot of steam power probably, and that's just the way it goes, but you'll get there, and your blog, you're like you said, you're only on here a week. You're probably light years ahead of a lot of people where they were at a week. Me for sure.
Okay.
After a week, or like I said, it took me about a month to really get going, because I didn't join any groups or anything like that until I had been on for at least a month or so.
Gotcha.
So you're doing really well as far as networking and things like that.
All right.
Well, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, or anything like that, or anything you want to mention while you're on the air here?
Yeah, actually. So you guys should check out at Steven Alexander. He's got like awesome stuff all the time. He's a musician and he puts out really great stuff. You should check him out. He's the one that showed me to Steemit. So.
All right, very cool. Just gonna share your link one more time in the chat room, so everybody knows who we're chatting with. It's Rodeo670. But what do you like to be called in the chat room? What's your username in there?
It's Saipan Damashi.
And what is that exactly?
So Saipan is the island that I'm from.
Okay.
And Damashi is a Japanese word that means like spirits. So it's like Saipan spirits.
Very cool. And somebody was asking that person's username that you gave the shout out to. Who was that? The person that you said brought you to
Steven Alexander.
Steven Alexander. Okay. There you go. Good job. Thanks you for sharing that. And a big shout out to everybody listening right now in the MSP Waves audience chat room and everywhere else that you're tuning in. But if you are in the MSP Waves audience chat room, if you've got a question for our guest, feel free. He's only been on Steemit for 1 week. So welcome to the Steemit platform. Really appreciate having you on here. Shane's mentioning about promoting posts, saying it, he feels that it's not really worth it. I personally haven't done that yet. There's lots of ways to do that. You can do that through Steemit. You can do it with bots. You can do it with lots of things. It's interesting. Steemit, one thing I'll say about Steemit is every single thing you can do with it, there's one group of people that are they'll support it, and then there's another group of people who absolutely are against it. And so it's a slippery slope. And so it's interesting. It's kind of like you just have to try things for yourself and see how you feel about it. And as long as you're not, not doing anything bad as far as community standards or anything like that. But I mean, there's, whether it's voting or using bots or any of these things, like everybody's got mixed opinions about it. I think Shane is referring to, the promoted tab thing. So you've tried that out?
I was just messing with it. I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet, so I was just almost curious if it worked or not. But, and there's lots of things out there that you can try, to get your posts out there. But really networking, I think, is the big thing. And you commenting on other people's posts goes a long way as well, because then they see your name, they probably going to get curious about you and go look at your blog. If you leave a relevant comment on their post, versus just like a spam post or a comment or whatever, they're going to read that and realize that that's a real person there and actually go look at your blog probably. I mean, I can't guarantee that, of course, but it seems to happen.
That's what we hope for.
Yeah, that's what seems to happen to me anyway.
Yeah, I never leave like just one word or one line comments on anyone's posts. Like, because I want people to know that when I comment on their posts, it's because I genuinely support like what they shared. Like, I want them to know I spent time to think out a response.
All right, well, let's check with the audience chat room. And Snecky, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, I was just making sure you were back. I was just making sure you were back.
Yes, I was back from my slippery slope.
Let's see. Does anybody have any more questions for our guest here? Saipan. New Steemit user, 1 week old.
So fresh.
So
cool. I feel old now.
Right? You've been on, what, a year now, Snecky?
Yes.
A little over
longer, like 16 months.
Nice. Shane's asking if we've blamed him yet. We actually haven't. Actually, we can blame him because we had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the show. and that was probably his fault. So
Yeah, let's
he's
blame.
officially blamed.
Yep, I blame Shane.
Yep, he's officially blamed. Well, Saipan, really appreciate you jumping on the show with us. Any parting words for everybody listening out there, or who may hear this afterwards? If you want to, mention anything about what you want to do with your blog going forward, or any other people you want to give a shout out to, or just any general, parting words for everybody.
If you're into electronic dance music, please check out my profile. I do plan on writing stories about these music festivals that I go to and the experiences that I have. I plan on interviewing people and getting people to talk about their hopes and dreams. And I'm doing it to showcase that people that go to raves and music festivals are real people with hopes and dreams and aspirations and fears. We're not just people who go there and like do drugs and forget about all our problems, because I believe that's a stereotype, and I'm trying to smash that stereotype.
Well,
so thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
You're absolutely welcome. You're welcome back anytime. So once again, everybody, your official Steemit name is Rodeo670. So we'll just shout that out, just so if anybody's not in the chat room and didn't see the link, it's at RODEO670. Thank you for being on the show, sir. We'll definitely talk to you again very soon.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Snecky, you want to say your goodbyes?
Sure. Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. It's about 20 minutes past the hour here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You're listening to the Main Event Interview Show on MSP Waves Radio. My name is Main Event, spelled with the number 1, because I just did that when I signed up. And part of me regrets it, because nobody ever knows how to say my name, but that's okay, too. Sometimes it's more mysterious that way, right? That's what I keep telling myself, anyway. So I'm here with Poetic Snake. Hello, Snecky.
Hello, Main Event.
Are you enjoying the show so far?
What if I say no? Of course I am.
Well, we would need feedback here. We're always looking for improvement.
Well, I am enjoying it so far. I'm having a blast.
Hopefully everybody out in the chat room is enjoying it as well. I see Shane out there. JR is out there, about to jump on the show here. He was our guest that was going to come on here in the second hour, and I think we're going to have some extra time for, how do I say it? Is it, everybody's guessing how you say it. It's some saying it's Toriko, Toriko, how would we say it, Snecky? How do you think you would say his name, or their name?
Puppy.
Puppy, yes. So we'll probably get them on near the end of the show, and I'm going to send the link to JR right now, as he was our official, only actual scheduled guest that we had officially. So let's get him on here. And so I just sent him the link. If you'd like to be on the show next week, anybody out there listening, just let me know. Send me a direct message on Discord, and we can try to work that out and get you on the show next week. I do plan on posting the show audio later on in the evening tonight, so you can check out my Steemit blog. It's at Main Event. It's just spelled with the number 1 instead of an I. But it's...
Why?
I had a gamer tag once, and the name Main Event was taken, and so I had to put a 1 in it. And when I signed up for Steemit, it's like, put a username, and I was like, what would I had no idea what I was ever even going to write about on Steemit when I joined. I just joined for the heck of it, you know. I followed a couple of YouTube personalities over, and it was just like, oh, okay, I need a username, so let's do this, and just put it in there, and that's how that happened.
I like the name though.
Yeah, once people learn how to pronounce it, then that's fine. It's when they first see it, they're all like, what is it? How do you say that?
I'm glad I picked a very easy name.
I see JR has joined our chat room, but his microphone is muted, so I might have to
Push
send
the
him
button.
It says his.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
there you go. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us. So you go by JR in the chat, and that's what I would have assumed when I saw your username. What is your actual Steemit username, though?
Very same, actually.
So there's more
As
than just
my
JR,
actual
though.
handle. So it's JRSWAB.
Okay. Let me go there right now, and we'll share your profile link with everybody. Whereabouts in the world are you this evening?
I am sitting in Pennsylvania of the United States.
All right, cool. And how long have you been on Steemit so far?
Joined in June of this year.
Okay, cool. And was there something in particular that brought you to Steemit?
Yeah, I am and have been since before then into blockchain and Bitcoin. And when I heard that they were doing a blogging platform based on blockchain, that's what caught my interest.
Nice. And had you ever really done blogging or anything before Steemit, or is this your first go around with blogging?
I've been blogging for over a decade.
Okay, awesome. What do you like to write about?
Currently, I do tech posts most of the time, and I've started doing a twice a week series about this decade of blogging, trying to help people that are new to blogging, specifically on Steemit. They're Steemit exclusives, so my other posts I make are typically used as turn them into podcasts and sometimes videos, and I post them in a couple other places as well. But those posts are specifically for Steemit.
Okay, very cool. So you said you even do podcasts and videos? Oh, did we lose you? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I was asking, so you were saying you do podcasts and videos too?
Yeah. I have a podcast that I used an app called Anchor to make it. It's pretty easy to use, and then it gets syndicated out to like iTunes and Google Play. There's an RSS link too that people can add to. I guess an app they have an app that does RSS podcast feeds, and I do videos. I put them on BitChute and YouTube and VidMe and OpChest, but they're all the same videos.
That's pretty interesting, though. I mean, it's all new to me. I've never done anything like that before, so that's all really cool. What are your plans with Steemit going forward? Is it something you think you're going to stick with going forward?
Do you think so? I'm starting to take it more seriously as of the past couple weeks here, and putting a little bit more effort into it than I had. I was moving some posts over from an old website I had about helping people blog, putting weekly content on podcasts about technology. I ended up turning those into posts as well. For me to write a post. Now my flow is I write a post during the day, and I publish it to Steemit, and then I record the podcast on the same topic, pretty much saying the same thing I say in the post. And if there's time in the evening, I will make a video on the same subject and post it online as well.
That's really awesome. Now, I meant to ask this to some of the other guests and things, but like, do you know people in your personal life that are on Steemit, or is it almost all people that you've just never met?
The only person on Steemit, the one person is someone I brought to Steemit, and they posted once and never came back. The other person that is on Steemit, I don't actually know their account name because they won't tell me.
That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah, so it's basically just me, and I was just kind of doing my own thing until somehow I came across the PAL network, and it's really helped a lot actually.
Yeah, it is a really amazing place to network and to just interact with people who are of similar interests, because there's all the different little sub rooms in the Discord of all the different content types, and just interacting with everybody in general is a lot of fun. Is that mostly what you've been doing as well?
Yeah, pretty much. Just meeting people and getting to know everybody. I met a lot of really cool people already that have been very supportive, and it helps because we all know that on Steemit, okay, really it's any place, not just Steemit, but it's easy to get in the flood of content. I will say that like compared to doing a traditional blog where you have your own website and you post, it is it is easier to kind of do well on Steemit than it is to do it because you don't have to fight to be on first page of Google. You don't have to do a lot of the SEO stuff. It does help. People can find your content still if they're looking for what you're talking about, but the networking part has been the most helpful, um, not just in the short term, but even in these past couple weeks, like as a whole. It has really, I won't say it's been easier to kind of make progress, but it kind of has at the same time.
Yeah, Steam, it's interesting, and it's kind of like it's different for every person too. It's like every person has a different experience and a different story. That's why I love doing this show, bringing everybody on, and like that last guest, he'd only been on a month or a week, excuse me. It's just so interesting hearing everybody's stories.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's, especially what I like about this network is that it's not located in any one place. People around the world are all hanging out and talking, and I've met a lot of very nice and very cool people that make really good content, and it's interesting to see. It's easy to find the people that don't make good content, and if you go on something like the Steamfaller website, you can see very quickly that there's a lot of it seems much more bleak than it is. But then you come to a network like PAL, and you are checking out people's posts that are in the network, and they're all just very well made and very well thought out and express themselves well. And they're not posts; they're just posting a video they found on YouTube and saying, "Watch this video," kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's the goods and the bads always. There's some people on there that unfortunately do the copy paste thing and all that stuff, and it's terrible. And I really hope as Steam it grows that all that kind of nonsense just goes away, and the cream will rise to the top and the good content will take over. And I really hope Steam it sticks around for a long time.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a mentality that I keep hearing that Steam it to be like the new Facebook. And I mentioned this in my last post that I don't think that's actually good for Steam because you're going to get a lot more of this, lot more of the share culture and not enough of the create culture, where Steemit is more like a medium.com or a blogger or a WordPress. And we need to focus on that. If we try and tell people that it's like Facebook, we're going to get a lot more of the, hey, I found this video. We're going to expect to get upvoted and earn money when those of us who are putting the work in and the Steam power and the Steam, we don't. It's almost like the culture doesn't want that, but at the same time, they keep saying that they want it to be like Facebook, and I don't think that's a good idea overall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it as being like Facebook in only in the sense that it's a social network. I mean, basically, all I see it more as a place for people to share their content, and then people to comment on it and vote on it and share it, versus a platform where you just share your immediate thought, right? Or just your one quick photo or something like that. It's more of a place to put down your actual content, your actual thoughts, and put something into it, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, very much. That's what Medium is. People go on there and they create actual content, whether it's stories or poetry or blog posts about whatever topic they want to talk about. That's definitely listen to what Steemit is than saying it's Facebook. Um, like you said, the only thing that's like Facebook is that it's a social network in a sense. Uh, but everything that you can do on Steemit, you can do on Medium. The only difference is that Medium is centralized and Steemit is a decentralized blockchain, which makes it awesome. And even if you can't really be censored in a way that you can on Medium. Like, if Medium doesn't like your stuff, they can kick you off. Whereas Steemit, they really can't kick you off. And if I can't remember exactly what I read, it was something like if one site that accesses the Steam blockchain decides to hide your stuff, well, another site could just still show it, or you can make your own site and still show your stuff anyway, which is very important in today's day and age. But yeah, that's the only difference. It's more like Medium than it is like Facebook.
Yeah, and I'm sure as it comes out of beta too, I mean, I'm sure the interface will change, and who knows, maybe eventually you'll be able to like customize your profile, make it look cooler, and put things on there, and who knows where it could go. Um, and honestly, I mean, since joining Steemit, I haven't really used my social networks hardly at all. Very little, only to interact with like close family members and things, and use it for things that I absolutely I really can't do anywhere else yet. As far as local, promoting and things of people in my area, because that's just where everybody is right now, right? They're all on those platforms. So until that changes, I'll have to stay there. But really, I haven't used it much at all, and I don't feel bad about that. I really don't. And Steemit is so much more fun. I enjoy myself so much more while I'm on here.
Yeah, exactly. I still use a bunch of other social networks as well to promote what I do, and it's just because of my experience in the I don't know if you want to say industry, but my experience in blogging, and I'm very much used to basically promoting across other networks and places. So, I posted on Twitter, I posted on Mastodon, I posted on Gab, I posted on Minds. Like, I mean, I post my content everywhere that I can. I actually haven't been posting on like Facebook or Instagram. Um, so I don't get on Facebook anymore. I do have Instagram, but I just don't make content on Instagram anymore. But I post like links to my content in places that where it makes sense, where people are going to be on these networks and they can easily click it and go check it out. Putting myself on Instagram is kind of a pain because they see a picture of like, hey, I did this thing, and then it's like a pain in the butt to get to it, so it's kind of useless. But I still use all those networks. I'm on Steemit more than I'm on all those networks, but I still do I still network on those other platforms as well as networking on Steemit. I just have been putting more time into Steemit since I've, I guess you would say, being more serious with the actual platform itself.
Yeah, and as I was saying earlier with another guest, I mean, it'll just be time. Time will tell, right, to see where it goes, and um, I think as long as all of us continue to support it and keep using Steemit, I think it will hopefully keep growing, and it will at least always be here, hopefully in its current form, and only get better, right?
Yes, I think that if it was going to die, it would have been dead already. If that makes any sense,
Yeah.
because I think the more formative years of the platform, like we're still in beta, but we are at a point now where there's enough people using it that like it and like the community that we have built around it that stay, it's not going to die. It might not reach the levels of like Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook, but I don't think it's going away. From what I've seen, the most crucial part of any network is that first year, and many social networks die in that first year. I was actually been a part of a few networks that were cool ideas. They just could not get a certain threshold of adoption, and they couldn't support themselves. Which is cool about Steemit is it doesn't really have to have anyone supporting it to exist. It just, I mean, as long as we have the witnesses, of course. But at this point, we have enough people supporting the network that I can't see it dying, in a way that that people expect, just like a straight closing of the platform. The only way I could see it would be if it self imploded, say, um, maybe it couldn't sustain itself monetarily when it comes to Steam and the Steam power and all that. But even if Steam itself goes to a penny, it still doesn't make a difference. Like, we still have a network to make content, and we're still going to be sharing our content and uploading other people's content regardless. So I think Steam itself isn't going to die. We might have to change sites here and there. We might have to use Steemit or busy.org or another one, but the platform itself, the basic of it, the blockchain, isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, and I think all these, issues that have been going on lately will get cleared up, and they will end eventually. I've been on here since May, and honestly, this kind of stuff's only really been going on lately, right? I mean, the same for you.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I first joined, I only used Steemit, and it worked fine. Like, I never had any problems. It's just like this past. It's funny. Like I started getting more serious with it this past week, and that's when that's when things started getting real wonky. But yeah, I mean, maybe they're just maybe they are getting attacked, and they just can't fight it right now. And that is just Steemit.com though. As many people know that you can go onto busy.org and it's going to work fine because the blockchain itself is not being attacked. The blockchain is the blockchain. The witnesses are holding it up. It's the site itself that is being attacked. So how DDoS attacks work is typically someone that has a reason to do this, they'll download a program, they'll put in the site's web address, and they'll push enter, and it will just send a flood of traffic to the website to the point where nobody can get on it because it's all the bottleneck, the funnel of the site just can't handle it. That's what's happening basically. That's what it feels like is happening from my understanding of how DDoS attacks work. But yeah, and that's why you can go on to busy.org or eSteam and it works fine. It's because those sites aren't being attacked. Just Steam is being attacked.
Right. And I mean, maybe it's a sign that, it's getting bigger and that, who knows, somebody may feel threatened or something. I don't know. We'll have to see what develops from it, and hopefully they can get it under control and we can all get back to steaming.
Yeah, I think it's good for the network. Honestly, it's like you said. I mean, maybe it's getting big enough and people are getting worried about it. It doesn't matter who's doing it. It's just maybe they're being worried about it. But it's good that the network the Steemit. It's good for that because they get to now do what they have to do to make it so that doesn't happen anymore. Like protect themselves from these attacks if it's being attacked. And it's just going to make the site Steemit.com stronger, and then you might see like busy.org is going to have problems, maybe or another one might have problems. Maybe eSteam crashes every 6 minutes. But I think it's good for Steemit. Steemit's the biggest one, as we all know, and the more they experience these kind of issues, the more they can see the logs and they can do what they want to do to fix it. They couldn't fix it if they didn't know how it was happening, or they don't know. If it never happens, they couldn't fix the problem.
Right, exactly. So hopefully, we have no idea. We'll have to just see. Hopefully they can get it all straightened out, and we have no idea what's going on or anything. So, of course, we're just speculating, but, we'll have to see what happens, and hopefully things get straightened out. But let's move on here a little bit. So, are there any Steemit users out there that you want to give a shout out to or anything like that? Maybe some people that have helped you in the early days or people that you're interacting with now or anything like that?
Sure. I mean, the biggest help so far has just been the Pound Network in general. There's not like a specific user that always is or that has like had a huge influence on me. If I had to pick one person, it would be Hey Matt. I can't remember. I don't know how to say the rest of his name, but he is the reason my twice a week posts on like my experience, because he was talking in chat. He submitted my one post to Kiri, and it started a conversation of like why, what makes his post the post that gets submitted and accepted, and he was basically explaining why my post was the way it is. And I thought, hey, understand some things about blogging that I understand because I've been doing it for over a decade. So I should share this information. So if there's one person, it's Hey Matt. I wish I knew how to say the last part of his handle, but I can. He's in the Pound Network.
You could tag him in the chat if you wanted to.
In the chat, he's also tagged in a post I did called "You Need More Patience." He's in there. He's like one of the first people I tagged, and I quote him and what he said. Yeah, I'll go with him because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have started doing my twice a week let's help people and kind of give back. Or I was just doing the tech posts that are still helping people and teaching people like how to do certain things and informing people about certain aspects of technology. But he got me upvoted by Curie, which was huge, and took me from like a reputation of 37 to 50 in like less than a 24-hour period. So that was crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna shout him out.
Awesome. Cool. Well, we're gonna probably start winding things down here. Unfortunately, we are starting to run out of time. But is there any other things you want to mention to our listeners out there, or any plans you have for your blog in the future, your videos and things like that?
We'll end it with if anyone has questions or wants my opinion on something. If you just want to ask somebody who's been blogging for the over a decade and I've made all the mistakes, and the mistakes I make, even though they weren't on Steemit, they still apply to Steam and Steemit. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you want me to say like need my help with something, just feel free to reach out. My direct messages are always open on Discord. I've been on Discord for over a year. I'm not going to leave Discord at all. So contact me. If you can also always comment on my posts that are about topics about how to like that. So yeah, just reach out. I'm happy to help.
All right. And so how would I properly pronounce your Steemit username?
It's just my initials and my last name, so it's just JR Swab.
All right. So again, that's at JRSWAB. I did share his link in the MSP Waves audience chat room. Thank you so much for jumping on the show with us tonight. It was a pleasure.
Have me. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, have yourself a great evening. All right. Once again, everybody, you're listening to the Main Event interview show here on MSP Waves Radio. My name is Main Event. Poetic Snake, are you still here with me? I'm not sure if she's still here or not. She'll probably jump back in here in a moment. And thank you all so much for joining us. We've had multiple guests on the show tonight. Let's go back through them all here. Let's see here. Who did we have all on the show? I've lost track of everybody here. Uoso was on the show. Siphon was on the show. Who jumped on here first with us? Why am I'm drawing a blank here. Wow, terrible. Let's see here. And we're going to have Tariko on the show here in just a moment. We've got time for at least one more guest here. Oh, Your Nomad Soul jumped on the show with us. That's right. Absolutely. So yes, Your Nomad Soul was on the show. Uoso, Saipen, JR Swab, and now we're going to have Tariko on the show. I think that's how you say it. Tariko. We'll have to see. Let me send them a direct link here to the chat room and get them on the air. And Snecky, if you are out there, feel free to just jump in anytime and say hello. We got a little under 20 minutes left of the show here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's 41 minutes past the hour here. And, 45 minutes. What was I saying? I'm reading the wrong thing here. And let's see if they are in here with us. Welcome.
Hello.
So properly say your username for us.
My username, how I would say it, is Toriko. But if you say Toriko or whatever variety of things you say, that's all good with me. I prefer Puppy.
Puppy. All right. But it was Toriko, you said.
Hey, puppy.
Hello, Snack.
I'm sorry, guys. I lost my mic, but it's working again.
Yay.
All right. I was wondering. I didn't know if you slithered away on us.
Yeah, I had to log in and log out a few times. I'm sorry.
Oh, not a problem at all. So, Puppy.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. Whereabouts in the world are you this evening?
I am currently in Colorado, which is probably one of my favorite states that I've ever lived in. I've lived in quite a few. I've lived all over the world, actually, at various times in my life. But Colorado is pretty. It has lots of nice mountains, and the people are nice, and the weather is good.
And how long have you been on Steemit so far?
A little over 2 months.
Okay, that's cool. And how long, well, not how long, excuse me, what brought you to Steemit?
Well, it was due to the fact that my company was bought out by this guy who thought the business should be run in a certain way, and I disagreed with that. And so we came to very unamicable terms. And he sort of said, well, you need to find a new job. And I said, well, fine. And I found myself at loose ends and really disgusted with the whole work situation. Having been let go of a number of jobs just very suddenly, none really due to my actual fault, just more the business going sour or um, not being what it should, and disagreements, all sorts of different things. And I'm just at this point in my life where I'm like pulling my hair out. Oh no, God, I have to look for yet another job. Who was looking into Bitcoin said, look, why don't you, while you're down, check out this new website. I think you'll really like it, because he knew I like to write. And so I came here, and that was that.
And so, what do you think of it so far?
I, depending on the day, have various opinions on it. I either love it or hate it, or I'm somewhere in between. I can't say I don't have any problems with it. There are certain things that, I think should be thought about in a different way. But for the most part, I love the philosophy of it. It's like people who actually think like me, which, believe it or not, is kind of rare in the world out there. Most people are hooked into, oh, I need a job so I can get a car, so I can get a house, so on and on. And I've always been one of these very non-monetary people. Just want enough the things I want to do. I don't care if I'm a millionaire. I don't care, if I'm hooked into all the latest devices. I just I like sustainability. If you know anything about the channel, I started up Alternative Realities, which is a sustainability channel in PAL Discord, and that's pretty much what it's all about.
All right, awesome. Well, that's, we're really glad to have you on here with us. And, I've only been on since May as well, and I feel the same way. There's some things I absolutely love about it, some things that, I wish could be better. It is in beta, of course, and of course, if sometimes you're just going to interact with some people that may not be always so pleasant and things like that, but that'll happen everywhere too. Those are some of the things I've encountered, but I mean, you're going to have trolls and just rude people in general wherever you go. So that type of thing's going to happen. But these glitches and things that have been going on lately, hopefully they will just be temporary and things like that. And hopefully a lot of the things that may not be so awesome will improve.
Right. There's always, like they say, there's always hope.
Snecky, is your mic working? I just didn't know if you were still here or not. I didn't want you to feel left out at all. I'm not sure if her mic's working. Oh,
I don't know. Is it?
I heard a snack.
I heard a snack.
Oh no! Hide.
I just didn't want you to be left out over there. I wasn't sure if your microphone was still working or not. I just saw your message that it wasn't. So just making sure you were still there with us.
I'm still here. Still here.
And again, we're visiting with, it's Toriko, but you prefer to be called Puppy.
Yeah, it's much easier than explaining a million people how my name is pronounced.
I just want them to be able to find your blog.
Oh, yes.
Because if they look up Puppy, that probably is not going to be your page. So
yeah, no, that'll get to a bunch of pictures of cute puppies, which I love, but you won't be able to find me.
Right.
But I am usually in chat. I sleep very little, which is probably a bad thing. And look, there's Shane. He came back to hear me.
He's been blamed.
I love blaming Shane. It's such a fun thing. It sort of relieves you of all the stress of trying to figure out what you did wrong. You can just blame it on somebody else and get on with your life and say, shoot, server's down, Shane's fault. I didn't do anything. It's really convenient, and I thank Shane for, being the service that he is.
Definitely. Big part of the PAL network, and much appreciated for everything that he does, and everybody involved in the Minnow Support Project. I mean, it's as I said earlier in the show, it's been a blessing for me. Very grateful to be here, happy to be here with all of you and everybody that does all the hard work out there, whether you're a witness, a mod, a junior mod, any of these things, or even just a member of the community that's helping other people. We're really appreciative of all of you, and thank you for everything that you do.
I agree.
Yes, thank you all.
Well, we did get you on a little later in the show, but that's okay. We've still got, about 7 minutes here left. Are there any things you want to mention to the audience out there about your blog or anything that you're going to be working on coming up here?
Well, there's always about 20 things that I'm trying to work on that I never seem to get around to, especially difficult lately with the Steemit issues. But I did manage to get out one poem today. I do a lot of poetry just because sort of, it's sort of like getting out of bed for me. I just don't have to think too much and I don't have to process too much. I do like to do photography and editing. That's another favorite thing of mine. And I like to write and talk about emotions. I started my channel, the Alternative Realities channel, to talk about things like sustainability and tiny houses and good ideas like that. But interestingly enough, almost ironically, it's sort of defaulted into talking about the emotions that we need to go through to get to a place of sustainability. It's talking about, the interconnectedness of things. It's which, the Saipan mentioned, I believe. It's talking about emotional patterns that you need to work through, get to where you need to go to say, okay, am I ready to let go of my needs for belongings? Am I ready to let go of, my need for of culture that supports, say big banking or, the particular type of government structure we might have. And, not many people think about it, but there are a lot of emotional patterns that we pick up for granted. And you sort of have to say, okay, why am I thinking this? And do I need that? Can I junk that and move on with my life? And I think that's a very important part of the process to getting to say, okay, well, I'm ready to move into a tiny house, or, I'm ready to stop shopping at Walmart.
Yeah.
Need to do in your life to get there.
Absolutely. I know I wish I could move into a tiny house someday. I would love to do that someday, but we'll see. I'm next year I'm going to look into some things, and that might be on the radar, but we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to go quite full on tiny house or just a small house. But we'll see.
I'm almost the same. I think, I'd rather move into a small cabin, like a one-room cabin, and do that.
Yeah.
Claustrophobic, which is sort of bad if you want to do tiny houses.
Yeah,
and
that wouldn't work.
Claustrophobic. It just didn't work so much.
No. Well,
Can
all
I
right.
come live with you guys?
Sure.
You are very welcome to live with me. Although I want to move to Iceland. I'm very jealous of all of the people going to Iceland because it just looks ideal to me, except for the snow and the ice.
Yes.
I love snow and ice.
Well, ladies,
don't mind
I don't mean to cut you guys off, but we're winding things down here. We're running out of
course.
time. So again, we're visiting with Toriko. You find her it's just at TOICO, right?
No, TORICO.
Oh, sorry, I missed a letter in there.
It's okay.
And yeah, so I've shared that link.
What about Shane?
What about
Shane?
Shane? What about Shane?
What about Shane?
We said good things about Shane.
I'm going to blame you for people not knowing exactly how to spell my name.
Yeah, sorry. My mind slipped. I was trying to do like 3 things at once here.
Yeah.
We've got a little over 2 minutes left. Any quick shout-outs that you want to give?
Would like to shout out Shane since he's there, because he's an excellent guy. He's helped me a lot, and his lovely wife, Azaria. And I'm probably saying her name wrong. I have no idea, but that's how I say it. Clay is my inspiration. He writes wonderful poetry and constantly amazes me. And just pretty much everybody in PAL that I talk to and love. Sneck, you yourself, Made Event, have been a lot of fun to talk to. Getting the chat, the actual voice chat going. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun for sure.
Each other. It's a good thing.
Definitely, I totally agree. Well, thank you so much, Puppy, for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me on.
We really appreciate you being here. Again, everybody, check out the blog. I did share that in the audience chat room, and we'll definitely have you on the air another time.
Thank you so much. Bye, Snack.
Thank you for being with us. Bye-bye, Puppy.
Bye.
All right, Snecky, we're down to the final minute here, so we're going to wind it down. You want to say any last thoughts?
Countdown starting now. I enjoyed the show, and I want to say thank you to everybody who joined us and who was listening to us. And I want to thank you again for having me on here as well.
Well, thank you, as always, for being on here with me as well. And thank you to all of our guests tonight. We had 5 guests on the show, 6 if you count you, Snecky, 7 if you count me. So that's 7 different Steemian voices you got to hear on the show tonight. And I thank you all so much for tuning in. Big shout out to everybody listening and everybody who did listen tonight. I will be sharing the show audio on my Steemit blog later this evening. And that is Main Event. It's just spelled with the number 1 instead of a letter I. Because I'm foolish like that, apparently. But thank you so much for tuning in. This is the MSP Waves, this is MSP Waves Radio. This is the Main Event interview show. Myself and Poetic Snake saying good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Off to you, Globo.